Hey everyone, welcome back to Unsealed and Revealed. It's the web series from Sideshow in which me and my posse of Darksiders reveal to you the latest and greatest coolness in the six skill galaxy. Going with galaxy instead of universe today. I am Terry Smith, the host of the show. With me from all the way out in California are the aforementioned Darksiders, Paul Hernandez and Guy Klender in no particular order. How's it going out there, guys?
It's going great for me, and I love the term dark posse.
Darksider?
Nice.
Dark side
Darksiders?
posse.
Yeah.
I
My dark posse.
I like it.
Yeah.
That was the name of our ska band, Terry. Come on.
Well, I didn't want to
Spoilers.
bring them up because I mean the performances that have been captured live are not really that memorable and possibly even maybe a little bit embarrassing. So
Well, I don't
yeah,
know. I had that castanet solo that was really good.
All I'm
yeah,
saying is Unsealed and Revealed is an hour, but ska is
It's forever.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into Unsealed and Revealed. We're going to get started very shortly. Again, we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook and on Twitch. So wherever you are, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if it is your first time here, say hello. We'll give you a shout out. We love welcoming people into our dark posse. So a bunch of just evil friends hanging out, drinking juice. So thank you guys for being here. Again, thank you also for being so accommodating. It is Wednesday. I know it feels weird, right, guys? Doesn't it? It's like, oh,
Yes,
in the middle
It
of the
does.
week.
We're
Yeah.
midweek here. That's it's wild.
this is really throwing my whole schedule off, and that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, I am flexible, and thank you for being flexible with us and showing up here and making adjustments to your schedule on Tuesday and Wednesday. Before we proceed, I just want to point out that it's back. We're going to have an actual giveaway today in the form of our Guess the Reveal contest. So a little bit past the bottom of the hour, I'm going to be announcing that that it's time for you to start pounding away your guesses on your keyboards as to what you think next week's Unsealed and Revealed figure will be. We'll be back next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to reveal for you that figure. I don't know what it is. Guy doesn't know what it is. It's going to be a surprise for the both of us, just like it's a surprise for you. I think Paul knows what it is, but he's not talking.
Nope.
He's evil that way. That's
It's
part of
weird.
what qualified him for the Dark Posse. Is
That's correct. And according to the YouTube chats, I shall be going by Darth Paul today. That's fun.
Oh,
That's fun. Thank you.
fantastic.
That's why I'm here.
Darn it! I want a cool dark side name. I want a cool
The first
dark
What
side
about-
name.
shot was not delivered by me.
Guy
I'm kinda jealous about
Klender,
that.
let's start the show.
All
That's
right.
your name. You've got a show, guys. We're 3 minutes in.
All right,
Come on.
let's go.
Without further ado, I think I'm just going to go ahead and say, yeah, Guy, I'm really excited about this. Obviously, it's Darth Maul, the character that sometimes literally just refuses to die.
He does
So
refuse
let's,
to die.
Yeah, so
I
let's go
like-
ahead and bring him to life here on the show.
I like getting a new version of the character. Let's first take a look. Parts of this are very classic. We're used to that two-tone black on the boxes for Star Wars figures. This is a little bit more narrow and a little taller. You'll notice we have these 45-degree angle cuts on the four corners. A little bit different. This is a slip-cover design. I'm going to turn that off there so you can see a little bit more of that. Great photograph of the figure right there on front. Now, the reason I say this is so different is we're going a little out of order, guys. We're going with packaging and the first accessory. Yes, this will be our first accessory. I am going to hit a little bit of illumination on here.
Thank you.
Yes. This one here is the Mandalorian sarcophagus that we see in the show. I'm going to turn to the side. You see a little bit that we do have some raised elements there.
Oh,
Okay,
that's good.
Terry,
That's good.
you're going to be real helpful to me on this stuff. It's telling me when to kind of give it a little bit more light and take a little bit more light off. But I
can do
wanted
that.
you to be able to see those raised elements there. You'll also notice
Mm-hmm.
that is completely clean on the back. We don't have any information or anything like that we sometimes will get on, say, one of the inner boxes. This is a really neat idea. Now, right up in the top here, we've got a little window, okay? Little red, or little translucent window. When I lift this up, shoebox design, we're gonna see our figure inside. I'm also gonna do something a little different here. Top tray, only your figure. It has a unique plastic covering on it that just
I
goes over
see.
that figure. You can kind of see how it is.
Yeah.
We're used to getting hold of it. So there it is, him inside. Now, the reason I did this is what I'm going to do now is put the cover back over top. And now you can a little bit easier see, and depending on the lighting of your room, you can see those eyes peer through.
First pose is done, Guy.
Okay.
Job well done.
That's what I was. Yes, yes, yes. I was really hoping that was going to be first pose. Ladies and gentlemen,
Got that
very
out of the way.
rarely do we,
Everything's out of
within
order
the
today.
first 5 minutes of the show, go over everything you need to know about and have our first pose. But it's spectacular. It is a very
creepy
neat
that was.
idea to be able to do this. Maybe you don't have enough shelf room to do some huge display, or you're waiting to get, a bunch of other things to create one. This would be a way to do it. I dig it. You're definitely going to display the box. You're definitely going to display said box. When you have said box, perhaps you have another figure that we just talked about. Having other figures.
Like what figure? Like what, Guy? What figures would you have?
Terry, I mean, this is one you may want to have for something like that. Now, some people will have this one, or some people, maybe they're even on the show, have a few of these because this is a scene they definitely wanted to recreate.
Yeah, not that it's a contest, Guy, but I do have 4 of those.
Yep, I knew that's what you. I knew you had about 4 of these. I thought it was 3 or 4, but yes, flanking correctly with the 4. 3 normally when you want those uneven artistic numbers, but for a flank on this, probably best.
But Darth Maul is the 5th figure, so that's your
absolutely correct.
Symmetrical symmetry.
Boom. Yeah. Hey, we're sticking with it. With this figure next to it, you can see just how large that box is. Okay, this isn't just a 12-inch, so that's why it's a little bit different. All right. Now, technically, that's our first pose and our first scene. We've done this all within the first little bit of the show.
Done.
All right, I'm going to move him.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
I'm going to move that off there, and we're going to start. All right.
Okay.
Jumping up as
before you start, Guy, I want to take advantage of this brief lull to wish a hearty happy birthday to Wolf Moon over on YouTube. Happy birthday, Wolf Moon! Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Hope you have a really amazing special day for yourself. Hope you're doing something epic. I always encourage people to make their birthdays epic.
They're watching the show, Terry.
Terry. I was going to say watching Unsealed and Revealed should be. I mean, I'm not saying it's the pinnacle of their birthday, but it should definitely be a highlight.
I was going to go with highlight. That's
definitely
fair.
needs to be a highlight. All right. So even though it's box packaging, as I said, we're going to call it an accessory, and I am going to set that off to the side. If that needs to be out of the way because it's too distracting, you let me know. All right. Now, in the top tray, the only thing we're going to have in that top tray, as I said, it's a very unique design. It does have 2 bits of foam to protect the figure. I'm leaving them inside. I kind of like that it caught the light a little bit, reduced the reflection, and allowed the figure to be seen a little bit easier when I did that sarcophagus part. But I'm going to set this off to the side, set the figure there. Now, we have a lower tray. Look at that. Boom. Give it a little light. Now, in our lower tray are going to be all of its accessories. Okay? We're going to have swap out hands. They're in the traditional ungloved red. We are going to have gloved hands. We are going to have the lightsaber hilt, the lightsaber blades. We have the lightsaber blades in a just freshly ignited way, as well as those motion blades. We're going to have a swap out version of the lightsaber with an LED light up effect.
Quick question, Guy. Do the freshly ignited lightsaber blades have that freshly ignited lightsaber blade smell?
They do. They do indeed. Where it's that whiff of ozone.
Yes.
Yes.
You know the one.
Yeah, we know it.
Love it.
See, normally I get this on a Tuesday morning. I'm getting this on a Wednesday, which is good.
Hump day hijinks. I love them.
So in that lower tray, as I said, we're going to have our swap out hands, our lightsaber hilt, lightsaber blades. We're going to have a unique tool. We also have batteries. There are 3 little batteries. They're going to come down in the lower part of that lower tray, along with 2 additional red wrist pegs, because you're going to see that later on when we do that. I'll keep going on with the light. Couple things. We're going to first go over and take a look at this. This accessory is the hood accessory. I was waiting for our camera to get on there. Now, this can be attached to the outfit by 3 Velcro bits, and they are actually in the back underneath the tunic. I'm going to be taking that tunic and the outfit off in just a second here. We're going to kind of jump the gun on doing that to do 2 things for you. First up is to be able to see how you do that. And number 2, it's going to show us that underside. Obviously, you can see that we've got that paint design, those tattoos. But this will also let us show off the articulation a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I said, we'll have a slightly different order of things today. First up, let's take a look at that head sculpt. Let's take a look at the portrait. Let's zoom in and get a nice one. First time seeing Darth Maul, we all remember that. We all remember it in that trailer for episode 1. Some of us remember camping out in front of a Toys R Us to get the first Darth Maul action figure, all of that. So he's always great to see, and the eyes are so very, very different. Now,
yeah, again, the angry stiff red eyes. It's
so neat.
Really, really on point.
Now, something
that head's a little special.
That head is special. We've seen this with the Darth Maul and a few other figures. It's great. It's great for when you're doing any swap out as far as like costume and this, that, and the other. But it also gives us such great range of motion and ease. And that is the fact that it is magnetic. I know the guy gets cut in half. I lob off the head. It's all kind of crazy. But it is a neat thing that you are able to do that. And that's a very nice, strong magnet. You see it pops right back on there. And the top has a rubberized coating. And on the inside edge, you have foam. So that's going to protect the painted area of the neck and such. But again, those subtleties that Terry talks about in posing, when it's just those small little turns, small little tilts and leans, you get that. One extra thing that you're able to do with this one here is those eyes can move independently.
Yes.
And Hot Toys has been kind enough to give us this little tool here. It's going to come in with it. All right. I'm going to take the head off. We're going to stay in close-up so you can see it. And I'm going to lift. There we go. Am I giving enough light there?
Yeah, all right, that's a good look. We're getting a good eye on that. Yeah.
And you're going to have the 2 eyes there. As I said, they move independently. Terry and I do really like this feature. Now, obviously, we talked about those little tiny movements. When you're doing the eyes, those are really small, micrometer on there. So you will be spending a little time when you're doing it. But it is a neat option to do. Don't get frustrated with it, but they are neat to do. But I really dig on it. So let's take a look at the outfit. We're going to go head to toe on the outfit, and then we're going to do a little swap out and a little bit of articulation look. First up, we're going to have the leather parts of the outer tunic. On the sides is wire. Doesn't move too much, obviously, because it's held tight against his body and with the belt and all, but you do have that option to kind of upturn the little areas there. On the sides, we've got that shoulder armor. As you can see, it does have that pitted and textured look to it. Not technically an outfit, but definitely part of the design. We've got that chest tattoo. We get down there, and this guy, there's obviously a sale at the belt store. He went with 3 belts. It may have been a buy 2, get the 3rd belt free, and he was like, I need a dress belt, and I don't know. I don't know what his belting was about. But we do have that there. We have the gauntlets on the side that are done in a hint of that metallic, as well as that black leather type look, and the leather style gloves. Now those gloves, as I said leather style, but they are obviously molded, painted, and sculpted to look like leather. We have the
look at the way that the 3 belts, the 3 metallic belts, are mirrored in the 3 straps on the band braces. That's a really attractive.
Very,
feature.
very neat. While we're here, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do things a little out of order. I mean, we never thought Darth Maul was coming back. Boom, boom, boom. We get him back there on the side of the belt. on either side. See here and here. Michael's going to get a little close up here. We're going to see another one of our accessories is his lightsaber hilt. You've got that little tab on there. Boom. So you can hold on either side. Beautiful lightsaber. We're going to look at that in just a minute. But since we had those up there and we're talking about the outfit, I did want to show that that's part of it.
I do love that half of that lightsaber is the surviving half of his lightsaber from the battle on Naboo.
Yeah.
The other half obviously dropped down into that shaft when it was severed. But it's really kind of interesting that he was able to track that down. I would love to hear that.
That was important
backstory.
enough that he kept that. That there, we've always had an element of that. I've always dug on that. As we look, we're going to again go back to the close-up, particularly in that midsection part, to see that triple belt that goes around. We've got a little pouch that is sculpted and attached on the back. When we are swapping the look, that is a huge piece of Velcro. We're going to go through that all in just a moment, but see how nice and snug that is on there. Then we work our way down. You've seen that leather, but you do have the cloth under tunic done in that deep brown. That continues onto the pants. Gotta like a man who chooses to still do cargo pants. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Cargo shorts, actually.
Cargo shorts, I guess, kind of, right? Yeah. Cargo clam diggers is a type of pant. I'm not sure.
I've got a pair of those laying around here.
Somebody will, we've used a lot of unique phrases on the pantaloons. I think we used when we talked about our show. Fancy pajama pants is definitely another spectacular one that we've used.
So just for those who aren't aware, Fancy Pajama Pants is quite literally Guy's name on my phone. Every time I call him, I have to say, "Hey Siri, call Fancy Pajama Pants."
Yeah.
Hold on, I got to cancel that call.
Yeah, Terry tried to call me and he was like, it's saying there's no guy in your record. There's no guy in your record. And then he remembered it's Fancy Pajama Pants. All right, here's his mechanical legs. Let's go to the close-up on that. This is, again, done in beautiful metallics with a matte black underneath. You definitely see that mechanical aspect.
I love that so much.
Of them,
they really rendered that very well.
Particularly down here in the ankle, and then, of course, up at the knee. Again, we talked about articulation points. We are down here doing some things a little out of order. I'm going to show that, yes, you can move that, and yes. That's a double joiner. Wow. Oh, don't you jump ahead. I'm going to drop down a little. And on 3.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
2, 1, Terry.
It's time for Tread Watch.
Kaboom! Yes, Tread Watch time.
Oh, here we go. Look at that. He's got screws in his feet.
He's got screwy feet. Screwy feet. But it's neat that they've done that. That's all to deal with the mechanics and the way in which it's going to move. We do see that there is a hint of tread to it. While we've got that in that close-up, we're going to stay in that close-up. Michael, thank you. My gosh, this guy is so good. Boom. Because that is that ball joint style, we get a great drop down. And be able to extend upward. Okay. We get a rotation. Let me see if I can do that. Get to rotate side to side a little bit, as well as I can pivot out. So when we go into kind of a flat action pose, or a wide stance action pose, we are able to flatten the feet there as well. Again, that's an articulation point, a little different than we jumped down to it, but because we were down there in the close-up, I felt it was a good idea.
That is wise.
To show it
I
off.
have a quick question.
Yes.
Quick question, Guy, from Federico Montoya over on Facebook. He would like to see the lightsaber again, and so would I, for that matter.
Oh, yes.
It's a dead beast.
Now, I was going to cover that in the accessories, but you know what? Why don't we do it now?
Oh.
What the heck?
Okay. Cool.
There are no set rules on our show.
That's right.
Which is very, very scary. But there aren't any.
Not true, legally.
How about we? Michael's going to tell me when I'm in the best close-up spot. I'm going to hit it with a little underlight to really show off. This has some very nice, bright metallic color to it. Okay, when he did repair it, he also gave it a polish and maybe a coat or two of wax. But beautiful design on here. Okay, it has 2 of those points that are kind of the connection points. One right by the handle, of course. If you're going for accuracy, it's always down by the hilt there. And you'll see on either end a hole on either end, and that leads us to our next accessory. We have two options for blades. We have either this action, or we have the just ignited,
Static.
that just washed smell in there that we talked about. Now, know of course when you're posing these, if you're using these, they're a very large piece, so there's going to be a little bit more weight to those, and it's a gradient style where we start with a very deep red going into a cooler one. We'll take a look at that in just a little bit, but those can slide right inside and lock in. If you have the other Darth Maul figures, or if you have any of, say, the other lightsaber figures, you've probably become accustomed to how these are. But you've got that there. So you have two ways you can do it. Now, but that's not it for lightsabers. That's right. We're going to boom right back into the close-up here. I'm going to knock the outer light off here. This is one that comes in the arm, already done. Okay, this is permanently attached. Okay, this one you don't remove. You still get range of motion as far as the ability to turn that arm. It'll plug in right there. You see that peg? It'll go into the wrist peg. You're going to see that one. We are going to remove that tunic. We'll take a look at the points of articulation, but we will show where that is. Right here is your battery compartment. It does come with 3 batteries. Boom, when I turn that on, hopefully you can see just how bright that is.
Oh, wow.
All right,
yeah,
so you got a very
yeah,
bright
some
LED,
lumens.
but when you put a saber in there, I'm going to put one of each so you can see the diffusion of them both.
Nice.
Okay. Boom, all the way out into the tip on that. Now, on the screen, folks, you're seeing that with a bit of a kind of a warm orange color to it. That is just kind of how it's popping on camera. However, in person, when it's in your hands, which it will be, hopefully soon, it is a bright, bright luminescent red. The other neat part about this is depending on how you want to spin it. So when you're posing that, you're not locked into with this like it can only be in one direction.
Guy, just to clarify what you just said about how it seems to be shifting into the orange on screen, I'd like to point out to everybody that it very much mirrors the colors in my lights going on behind me here, which also are bright crimson in with the naked eye.
Yes.
But for some reason, there's a shift into the orange. So that's a natural occurrence. That's actually a thing. I totally believe that looks bright red in person.
Yeah. For those,
exactly.
For those wondering, yes, there was a good 15-minute conversation on the road this morning between Terry and I about those. The gosh darn Reds weren't looking.
There was. I'm like, why isn't this doing
quite the way they wanted to? They had more of that orange. Okay, as we've jumped into the accessories there, I know we've bounced around a little bit with showing you an accessory that comes to adjust the eyes, the accessory that is the hood, and now we've jumped around to a little bit of the lightsabers. So why don't we show off our different hands. Now he's going to have relaxed gloved hands that come on the figure. You are also going to have technically one of them on that lightsaber that's already mounted. To the hand, we have 3 additional gloved hands and 4 non-gloved hands. We're going to have gripping hands for, of course, holding that saber. We got a bit of a force push type style. We've got these are really neat. An ungloved bare hand to see kind of that tattoo marking on that. And you see those are the gripping ones. We see it in the relaxed and we do a little close up there. You see even has those yellow nails, which are a little nasty. You see that band when I hit it with a little light, you can see the yellow nails. It's pretty darn cool, pretty darn cool.
Garish.
Another thing that you are given is a clone trooper forearm armor piece that the character can wear.
Which he acquired in the rudest fashion imaginable, I might add.
Yeah,
what a jerk! What a jerk!
He didn't get it on.
Just ask for it.
Yeah, he didn't ask. He didn't bid on it. It wasn't on a buy nothing board. He just took it. Yeah. Just as you said, savage. Just a very rude thing. He has not really gotten better about manners. And
such a great bit.
The last of the accessories is going to be his display stand. Got that bright chrome Star Wars Darth Maul, and that base that we've known to love. I like it. I like that it has kind of that Star Cruiser type floor style, but I also like that, you know, if you start accumulating many Star Wars figures, there's kind of a uniformity on there. So I like that. Now, if there are no questions on any more of these things, Terry, I want to jump ahead to talk about changing out the outfit. We're going to do that real quick here, as well as show off articulation. If there's anything else I need to do before that, let me know before we begin.
No, I think we can dive right into it. Yeah.
All right, we're going to dive right in. Don't necessarily need to, but I am going to magnetically remove the head. We're going to take off the hands and the gauntlets. I'm going to be doing all this, but I'm going to talk you through it first. Take off these. The shoulder, these are held on with Velcro. The large belt with Velcro. The two leather straps, going to have two Velcro parts on the back. They have two Velcro on the front. They are connected as one piece, okay? So you don't have to worry about trying to make sure that they go right back into the same position. And you have one hook and clasp underneath on the gray tunic itself, okay? So if you're not seeing me do that, and I need to talk about it again, I will, but I wanted to quickly go over and show it to you.
Behold the power of Velcro.
Boom. Velcro and magnets, you know. Next thing, it's all going to be ball bearings. You know, my goodness.
It's the stuff of 6 skill life, my
exactly.
friend.
Now, it came off when I removed this, but and that's supposed to. You will have these two small black leatherette type.
Oh yeah. The caps
that cover the caps. This does twofold. Number one, it's going to protect when you have that wrist gauntlet on there. Also, it kind of covers it up when you have the hand and wrist gauntlet and you're posing and you're moving around, that it stays a dark color and you don't get it like a little hint of red underneath. Yep. All right, so when you do those may stay connected to the gauntlet, but you do have those. All right, so spinning it around here. Yep. Why don't we stay in close-up if we could? Thanks, Sam. Large belt removed. Okay, as you can see, it's a massive Velcro thing. You're just going to line those up, keep those up. Two on the back. Going to lift those off.
Wow.
Up over the front.
It's almost like he needs some help getting dressed and undressed, doesn't it? Like he needs attendants working at his disposal. Again,
as I said, if you need to see those, let me know.
Okay.
You can see there's those 1-2 Velcro tab, 1-2 Velcro tab on the back. There's going to be your center clasp. Be careful when you're doing that. It's a small dainty clasp. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to move the arms backward and slide the deal off there. Boom.
Just as you would do if you were actually taking off your own jacket. Arms back.
Look, if my abs look like this, if I'd painted my chest like this, I wouldn't be bothering with a jacket. But that's but that's a whole different thing.
He's dressed like Timothée Chalamet at the Oscars.
Exactly. Boom. So boom, we're going to do that. We're going to put the head back on here. For fun and for continuity's sake, I'm going to put on the relaxed hands in the red on there. Now, Terry, if we're going to do a pose this way, does that mean Terry's shirtless? And did you?
No, it does not.
I didn't know if they sent you a Sharpie to do the markings or not.
The world's not ready to see me without my shirt on these days, my friends.
All right. So folks, let's take a look. Here we go. Okay, now I got a little bit of under lighting on the piece. If you want me to turn that off, please let me know there, Terry.
It's not the most flattering light for anybody, but
we want our guy in a dark, sinister look. If you need the additional light in order to see where I'm moving and manipulating the figure, please let me know. Okay. So we're going to do a quick, let's go back to a close-up on the chest area here and do a 360 around.
Yeah, that's some nice paintwork.
Yep, beautiful paintwork. They've gone and done texturing as well onto the skin and all, which I think is fantastic. And now we can go over the articulation. Okay, first let's look at the arm. You can hear that ratchet up to the side. Okay, boom.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, without any of the outfit on, if you do this shirtless, you obviously have a full range of motion. When you put that tunic back on, you're not going to be doing that. But you do have the option of moving it around like that. And know that underneath the tunic, we're able to go far back and far forward and such.
So if you had him playing guitar, Guy, then you could legitimately have him doing like the windmill, you know, right? Yeah? No? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, okay, Sam gets it. Sam's with me.
Neck on the guitar. Yeah. Or is he more of a slap in the bass kind of dude?
Oh, he's very much a lead guitar player, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
I thought
Darth
he was
Maul's
more
not
of
a bass player.
I thought he could have been a snap.
No. Just rip it off and put it back.
See, we don't have a mute button over there.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Taking Jimi Hendrix to the next level. I love it. Good idea,
That's
Sam.
doing some wild business. All right, let's take a look at that shoulder there. As I said, we can go all the way around. We get a hint of the butterfly joint on that. We wouldn't want to go any more than that because we don't want to ruin kind of the look of the pattern on there. We then go to our elbow. We can go a little past 90 on there. I'm going to drop the arm down so you can see how far past 90 you can go with that. Again, that's to keep that pattern nice on there. Now, we don't have a bicep cut here on the side. Again, and that's so we don't lose that look, but we're able to get that same range of motion because it's ball jointed there.
Nice.
The elbow, okay? And then a traditional ball joint here on the wrist. Spin and turn. All right. Okay. Any questions about that, or shall we continue?
No, I'm just, Only that I just got to think. I just got a text from Sam, and he says that Maul's guitar of choice is apparently a Gibson Les Maul.
Ooh.
That's good, man. What are you talking about? That's brilliant. I want that guitar.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I see producer Alan running toward the booth.
We under muted.
Yeah, we may.
With lightsaber ignited.
We may see something different.
I'm going to strike you down.
Let's go to a close-up there on the chest area so we can do this articulation here. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Torso, we get a lot of great twist on there. Lean.
It's mobile. Must be good to be so young.
Yes. This is Maul in his 20s. Gets a lot of lean there. Crunch. Extend back as well. And we got a little elastic waist. Maybe that allows him to be just even so movable. But because of that there, we also have a waist joint. So when you want to get a little further, so I'm able to turn here, then turn the torso so I can really, really get to the side there. All right. Now down onto the leg articulation. We're able to move out to the side.
Bit of a high kick. That's cool.
Bit of a nice side high kick. Straight out forward. See that from the side? Not quite straight out in front of him. We get a little back movement. But hey, Darth Maul never backed away from anything. So he doesn't need to step backward.
Oh, I'm trying to find a snappy comeback for that, but I just can't at the moment.
And you can't. Yeah. And you can't. And if you've been watching all along, we did go over this articulation point. So I'm not exactly sure that we need to again. So Terry, this has taken us through articulation. If there are not any questions, we could pose him like this, or I can dress him, and you and I can get into posing more, which is I know what you're going to be doing. Is more in the actual outfit. So what shall we do here, sir?
Let's go ahead and go ahead and dress him back up, Guy, because as cool as it is to have the option to display Maul shirtless, and there have been some very cool, like even mythos style stories that featured Maul just doing training with his shirt off and whatnot. I remember we actually had a Sideshow 6-scale figure, or no, not 6-scale, but 5th scale statue. That featured Maul. I believe he had a naked torso at that point.
Is that the one that had the spider legs?
No. That was from another company. But yeah, this is something that's really cool and a cool option to have. But if you're wanting to stay true to the canon, that being Clone Wars, this outfit very specifically to Clone Wars Season 7, then you're going to want to have that costume on, and you should want it on anyway because they did such a great job of reproducing it for the figure that I really feel like it needs to be displayed, really needs to be honored in that way. So let's go ahead and do that. While we're waiting for you to get everything back together, I understand that that Paul in the chats has asked people to name our chat people or the chat group, right? Is that right, Paul?
Unsealed and Revealed family.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like Beyonce has the Beehive. So what is our Beehive? So I'd asked you guys all earlier. Now these are just some of the ones you came up with. Tim McConnell on I believe Facebook said the Seal Breakers. Kind of like Seal Breakers.
Okay.
Rossinator9 on Twitch gave us a few options. Just kind of did what I do. I just throw everything out at once and hope that someone likes it.
Let something stick.
Steel Urchins. I kind of like that. The Box Stars, Tread Watchers, and the Mary Berry fans.
The Mary Berry fans.
They're fans of Barry Smith.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
how do I always forget my bro?
I wasn't sure if we were talking about the famous British chef Mary Berry. I was going to go. How do they know that when we're not playing with figures, we're watching bake-off shows? How do they know that?
I do love that.
Oh,
hey, speaking of Barry fans,
dude. Hey,
look who it is.
It's the Mary Berry fans.
Shocking. No.
As we saw,
that debate didn't last very long.
yeah, we saw absolutely no tallying of the votes, but lo and behold, apparently we already have a winner.
Are you using this?
Okay, cool.
The
Done.
head? No, that's not.
Take it with me.
Give me that.
Well,
You know,
it is not. He doesn't actually work here. He just hangs out.
He just hangs out, folks.
Yeah.
Just sort of like me at old recording studios. It's like, don't listen to him. He doesn't actually work here. He just won't leave.
He hangs out in his RV out in the parking lot, as I recall. It's an ever-present fixture. I don't even know if it has any gas in it. I think it's just stuck there for all time.
Just put up new wallpaper.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow,
Terry.
snazzy.
So I've got him redressed. The only thing I've not done is reattach our gauntlets and our hands because I'm not sure what hands you want to use. As we are going to be posing, we have the opportunity.
Right.
I mean, he does have a lightsaber, but we don't need to use it if you don't want. I mean,
it was nice working with you, Guy.
ladies and gentlemen, Mr.
Let's go
Barry Smith will be taking
Yes.
over. All right.
Let's go ahead and I want to get both saber grip hands in there because we're going to go ahead and use that double blade, and let's not mess with the action blades for this. I mean, if you wanted to try this at home, then you could obviously.
You mean the
but
light
let's
up
just go
feature
ahead
blade?
and get the static blades in his double. No, we don't need the light up feature blade.
Oh no,
that's not necessary.
I know what you mean. The action blade.
The action blade.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. The motion blade. That's probably a better word for it. Yeah, thank you. Before we move forward, though, it's about that time. I just want to go ahead and announce that now is the time for everybody to start lobbing out your guesses at Paul as to what you think next week's figure is going to be. And yeah, so just hammer away at your keyboards. Enter as often as you like. Enter as many guesses as you like. Paul will be there and managing things for you, and he will pick the winner as soon as he sees it pop across the screen and let me know, and then we'll yeah, so
just a quick bit about the giveaway. It is for the Figure Fantasy book.
Figure Fantasy.
Right, Terry?
Yeah.
Figure Fantasy book. Dan, did you just say that? I'm sorry. I was moderating.
I did not. I was about to.
Okay.
I was thinking about it, but I wasn't
Sam.
sure if it was going to be the Figure Fantasy this week. Nobody actually said, but
Figure Fantasy book, Daniel Picard, awesome book. And please guess as many times as you want. It is for a 6-scale figure. And as with all Sideshow giveaways from now until the end of time, where we will see the 11th Doctor hanging out with his bow tie.
Good reference.
Only it is U.S. only.
Yes.
So, sorry guys, we love our international audience, but it is international only because of the government.
The complexities of international giveaway laws are dark and murky and so challenging to navigate that
Please stop yelling at us.
Yeah, it's legitimately just impossible to navigate for all the different countries in the world.
We have a new bar for our fan name, Unsealed Team 6.
Oh my God! I
Oh,
need that
that's
to be a
so
thing.
That's way cooler than I deserve to be ever.
I'm just going to shout out to producer Alan right now. I would love to see those shirts happen. So if you could get in touch with our graphic arts department and see what they can do
Alan's
about that.
not
Send
here.
out some unsealed
But
Team
Barry is.
6-8.
Hey, yeah. I'll talk to Alan. But I did want to let you guys know there's good news on the international contest rules thing. I'm working on it.
Oh,
Barry's
we've
working
got
on
our
it.
best.
I've taken it
mind.
on
Barry's
personally.
on it.
If Barry's on it, folks,
Yeah.
Barry's on it.
I don't know.
I've
what
written
that
some
means.
letters,
Were they strongly worded?
strongly worded postcards. I wrote them from the dashboard of my van. And
Did you use a Sharpie?
I wrote my congressman. So any minute now, Europe's gonna win something.
Some.
So I'll be back.
I think they're starting to fold.
I
think, yeah, any minute now.
I like the fact that he wrote his
We've got our
congressman.
best minds on it.
And I wonder what were the postcards of that he would send them? Are they from the travels that he's had? Goodness knows.
He's collected them. There's like stacks of them in his RV, dudes. I mean, he's got
He
plenty.
doesn't
of them, so
collect
it's not like he has
figures.
to-
Terry collects figures, and Barry collects postcards. It's got
true.
stacks of
It's
them.
true. It's very true.
Stacks of them. All right, young man. Terry,
right.
take a look here. Semi-neutral. I just bent the arms and kind of goofing with the magnet head here. But
Okay.
what shall we do with Mr. Maul?
Okay, we're gonna need him to do like a baseball grip on his saber.
Okay.
Okay, but like, don't do it with the hands together like you would with an actual baseball bat.
Correct.
The way he holds it, he has his hands quite a bit apart. I know nothing about martial arts, about the martial arts of fighting with a staff, or which is basically what this is kind of based on. His style is based on, I think. So we're just going to try to do something. I also want to get a look at that stand. We had a question from somebody on one of the groups, and I can't remember. I think it's
Okay.
Brianna. No, not.
Do you want me to pull up
Brittany.
the stand here?
Yeah. Let me get a look at that. Once upon a time, I don't know who this question is from, but once upon a time, you posted Dark Side Anakin on Sideshow Live at a leaping post. Think this Maul can do that one too. That might be from Sam. That might be just Sam.
Yeah, that's
asking
just
me if I
me.
can pull that.
That's just me.
Is that just you? Okay,
Yeah.
nobody in the chats. Thank you, Sam. I don't know. Given the stand that we have there, possibly. How confident are you, Guy, in your balancing abilities if we wanted to get Maul in a leaping pose? Something very much akin to that, my friend. Yeah. Find the balance, Daniel. Find the balance.
I'm a little wobbly. Strangely enough, I'm just heavier on the left side.
Right.
No, I'm not sure, but we can play around with that. So I am going to have the right hand is going to be higher up on it, left on here. But before I start manipulating I kind of want to know where the arms are going to be so I can start working with that.
I'm thinking, should I ignite at this point?
I think you should.
All right, cool. I actually need to be able to hear you, so I'm going to go dark on that. Yeah. But I'm going to just like pretend that this is where the grip.
That's
is.
not the way. It's where you don't touch on that. That's the hot part. That's
I know. The emitters.
Okay.
The emitters not covered, but I just want you to get an idea of where the hands are going to be.
Okay.
So this is kind of what I have in mind. We're going to get a lot of bend to the torso backwards, and
Okay.
have his hand like up.
Okay, we're going overhead.
Yeah. So he's going to be, when I'm done, now what I'm doing here, this would be a perfect opportunity to use those movable eyes, because he's going to be looking down at his opponent, like with a wild look on his face, like, and just coming, like he's bringing the blade down. He's leaping up into the air, and he's coming, just using the full force of gravity combined with the full strength of his torso and his arms, just bring that thing down. Now, if this doesn't work insofar as balancing the figure on the stand goes, and I don't have a lot of hope for it, then I'll go ahead and readdress it, and I'll show you a good stance that will also work with that if you want to have it ground based.
What I think is interesting is that one of the first things we said, folks, is now when you do those eyes, that's going to take you a little while. This is to let you know that Terry does not pre-choose an idea. Then he goes, hey, that thing you said was difficult. I want you doing that.
Always.
Every time, folks. Every time. Now, in order to
If it
do
was
this,
easy, anybody
it's a
could.
74
Guy, if it was easy,
step
anybody
thing.
could do
He'll
it.
do it. He'll have me do it. You silly. Anyway, all right. I've gone upward on the arm.
Yep.
And before, we're obviously going to be positioning head and torso and this and the other. This is about as high up as I think I'm able to go with it.
Okay. That's
one
perfect.
thing I didn't put back on when I was redressing him, if you see on our close-up here, I did not put on those little covers that I talked about that are in there. So you'll see why they're important, because you see just a hint of those of that wrist peg when I've done it. Now, we're not going to undo it and redo it now, but you've got it. You've got an idea.
Okay.
How's this for up, turn to the angle, such like that?
That's good. I'm going to go ahead, since you need to see more of my what's overhead, I'm going to go ahead and adjust my camera a little bit. And you can see that I've got a chandelier here that I constantly have to avoid. This is actually not an accident. This is my nod to Lord of the Rings. So when I'm carrying my Gandalf staff with my Gandalf hair and I bump into this chandelier, it's just like, yeah, total whimsy. I love it.
I love that you're being able to take your clumsiness and just say, "Oh no, it's on purpose." I like that.
Yes.
I want to try doing that stuff.
Okay, so you'll see that we have right now we've got his head kind of his arms kind of like this,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that it's looking right now with the way you have it, Guy, is it's sort of it doesn't really dramatic. So we're going to make some quick adjustments just to exaggerate that even more in a way that'll make it work. So what I want you to do is I want you to take that torso and bend it back, like he's really bending, like he's really flexing the muscles in his lumbar area and lower cervical area. Is that no, it's thoracic.
Speaking of, do you think did his Sith speeder have lumbar support? Probably, right? Probably.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but they do have the technology.
All right. So done a little
when you
back.
have that back, and then you can adjust the head by having by tilting the head down pretty much as far as you can. I think at this point.
Okay, then I'm tilting forward on the head.
Yeah.
Little off to the side there. Boom.
Close in here and see if I can get a better look at what you got
All
going
right.
on.
Can you get a better look? Here, let's keep that in close up if we could, Sam. Thank you.
Cool. And is that as far down as the head will go?
We can go a little bit further, right about there.
That's cool, because the rest of it you would achieve by
doing the eye line.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to do the eyes on the show today. We don't have a whole lot of time left to us, so but maybe just use your imagination. Now, what you got going on there is perfect. So let's go ahead and also lift those legs at the hips too, just like he's and I think just
lifting
the back
them forward. Can you show me what we're talking about? Obviously, don't do both legs in the air or anything, but show me from the hip where we're bending.
Okay, first of all, we're going to twist his torso to his right. Okay?
Got it.
Yeah, and then this leg is going to be up. My balance is not good. Yeah, my balance is no good, but
wow, dude.
Other leg. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you got it. Okay.
Now, you talked about the balance.
Now, the trick is going to be trying to use that foot and brace it against the stand in a way. Yeah, there you go.
Am I going to use this foot as this is our right leg that's backward? Is this on an angle like so? A leapy?
Well, now, first of all, how strong is that stand? If you were to raise that stand, the brace up, will it be able to support the weight of the figure, or is it going to push itself back down in there?
There's only one way to find out. And that's
there is
by
only
staying
one way.
tuned. In the next 3, 2, 1, let's find out.
I suspect that it's not going to be able to support it, but I could be wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're taking bets in the chat on if Terry is correct on that, if Guy can balance it, it does seem that we can almost get it up there. Now, if you wanted to, Terry, I think if you wanted to do something quite this dramatic, I might try and maybe wrap a little tape around that so it stayed a little higher, and might extend these out a little bit so I had kind of the full width of the leg. You can see there how wide the leg would be, but obviously I can't do it there. But if I had it a little bit wider, and these are wire, so you can do a hint of bend and such. You probably could.
Cool.
But we're going to keep the for right now.
So that's rather than take any more time to do that, let's just go ahead and do them on the floor. So here's how I would do that on the floor. Just have his legs really far out, really wide stance, and just everything else is still the same. Just have the arms up like this, torso twisted, like he's getting ready to just really bring that around and do one of those crazy. I could do the Annie Obi right now, but I'd probably kill a statue.
All right, I just want to see your step back 2 spaces, two paces backward, so I can see your leg.
Oh, okay.
All righty.
Does that work for you?
Yes. Yeah, just wanted to get the leg action there.
Okay.
Little support by, and we almost got him on the toes that way, so he's a kind of
that's absolutely
starting
kinda cool.
a leap. I'll move it to the
Because
side.
he's a dancer, man. I mean, he's more than just a combatant. He's a dancer
Whoosh.
in combat. Yeah.
I don't know if it's just kind of how I do it. When I'm ever putting in these sabers, for some reason, I give them almost like a small little twist.
Cool. While you're doing that, I just want to say we have a winner for the contest. Paul,
We do.
if you want to go ahead and announce our winner, I'm kind of curious because I want to find out what the figure's going to be.
What the heck we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a huge congratulations to drum roll, but at a moderate tempo.
Moderately.
Brandon Hassan.
Brandon
Congratulations,
Hassan. That's a familiar name.
Brandon Hassan. We just watched a show or two. He's a he's high ranking emotionally in Unsealed Team 6. I'm gonna make this stick. I really like Unsealed Team 6.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of that.
I gotta say that's definitely something I'm definitely
Yes.
I'm leaning toward that as being the coolest name.
Oh,
Brandon, so thank you so much for guessing. Thank you guys so much for all your guesses. I love when you guys guess figures also that do not exist in the world. That's my favorite. I love the optimism. So, Guy, without further ado, show everyone what we are unsealing and revealing next week.
Hey, Massive Hordak! Oh my!
is that? Wow, that's
Hordak.
unexpected.
Wow! Check that out.
Yeah.
By Mondo.
Yep, that's definitely Mondo. Mondo Motu.
God knows what Alan's going to do to my head and ears and everything. You know he's going to glue ears on me or something.
I hope he's open to ideas because I've got a few.
Yeah, he's going to.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, take a look at the nose, kind of the upturned nose. You remember when you were a kid in elementary school and you took tape and taped your nose up? Yeah, exactly.
I remember that very clearly.
I have a feeling. Yeah, if I wind up on the
did
show with a tape face, I wouldn't be surprised. I love what they're doing. I love the larger scale of these figures. If you were a Masters of the Universe collector,
Yes.
it is super neat. They do a
Masters of the
beautiful
Universe
job
fan,
with the
good
artwork.
choice.
Mondo does great work. Sometimes I would get the figure just for the artwork. I mean, I love the fact that I have the figure, but I know like Mondo's Creature from the Black Lagoon, I bought that just to have the Jason Edmondson art piece.
Nice.
So, because it's that good. So, but boom.
All right, cool.
If I need to,
look,
our
Stormtrooper intern is bringing in some companion pieces.
Yes.
That's very cool. Yep. Yeah, I've got that one. Definitely. That is the Darth Maul that also came with the Sith Speeder in one of its variants. The deluxe version came with the Sith Speeder, which is glorious, a huge piece.
Yes.
Yeah, love that Rage portrait. Very effective.
You gotta love it. I mean, Maul has had this unique kind of transformation throughout that we've seen. I mean, we had him, Phantom Menace, whap in half. He's gone. He reemerges in Clone Wars, things like that. And then we had that very sneaky little edition of him in Solo.
Yeah.
So very, very sneaky.
Which I was straight up giddy about.
Oh, I thought that was really neat. In fact, that's the Maul I own because I have all the stuff from Solo. Solo is my biggie.
Nice.
So I had to make sure I have them. So the neat thing is to have these kind of progressions. If you do have these other figures, spectacular. Each one is going to bring unique things to your collection.
I'm seeing a comment here, Guy. As decreed in 1987 by Los Angeles Mayor Tom Bradley, April 28th is Masters of the Universe Day. Is that really a thing? Yeah, that's a thing. Wow, that's really cool.
Yes, we just happen to be doing our celebration a few weeks early. But yes, and that is to ramp up. That's so I believe that figure may be shipping now. So if you were to order before next week's show, number one, you could pose along with us. Ooh. And number two, you'll have it for the 28th for the big parade.
That's a great idea.
There you go.
Look at that trio of Mauls. Ooh. It's like a straight up multiverse up in this thing. There we go. Wow. That one fell flat. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna move these over to the mall parking lot. So sorry. Sorry about that, folks.
It's hard to pick who actually won that one. That was good, guys.
Yeah, I know they're so bad. Now, this guy here is in fighting stance. He's ready to go. Another friend of yours, Terry, that might be part of this team, has decided to come back.
Yeah.
To be part of this.
Yeah. There we go. Dude, step away from those figures for a little bit.
Of course I'm going to step away.
Yeah. Totally losing Maul in your shirt, but that's wow. Oh, all right. I have figure envy.
Well, now I understand you have figure envy, but I also know that you don't have to have that envy for too long, because I know that both of these are pre-ordered on the Terry Smith. Ooh, I got to have a page.
Brother. There's no way in hell that's not going to happen. That's yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. If you have watched our show, you got to see when we debuted Ahsoka. There you see them together. Both of these featuring the movable eyes, the independent eye movement, which means depending on how close, how far, how big a display you have, you'll be able to really connect those eye lines. You're going to have a day or two of just futzing with that, but that's the fun, right, Terry?
Well, that's part of the fun. Yeah.
For me, it is. It's trying those little things, finding those the little tiny changes. It's why I always like when you go, okay, we're going to give it a little tweak. I can go, oh man, I really thought I got it. And then that little tweak really takes it to the next level. And it is those small details and those small movements. And when you have something like an eye line that you can shift, that's the smallest probably of changes you can do with the most dramatic effect.
You know, Guy, it does. It really enhances the storytelling potential for the figures when you have that option, and if you can teach yourself to use it effectively. Another great storytelling aspect of what we're seeing here, we're just seeing it demonstrated, is that what we're looking at here is basically the face-off of the two apprentices of the people who basically rule the galaxy in the Imperial days. They've both been disaffected and, well, not necessarily abandoned in Ahsoka's case, but in a way forsaken by her order. Same thing can be said for Maul, even though it was basically an order of two. They're both wayward souls, wayward Sith, wayward Force users who came together at the very end of this saga and had their own confrontation, and it was just fantastic to have that finally happen. So yeah, I'm really excited about the potential for both of these figures. I'm really excited to have this Maul in my collection. Thanks, and you've really helped me to enhance that excitement today. I really appreciate you for that. Thank you. Yeah, awesome stuff as always.
Ahsoka's not going to come empty-handed.
Oh, look at that! Yep,
she's packing. I mean, depending on how far you want to dive into that season 7 and the episode stuff.
Now I only have 3 of those clones. 4 if you count Rex. Which I guess that would work. Four of our
sarcophagus garter guy.
Yes. Just keep building.
Why don't you get a little closer?
Building.
Boom. And let's not forget, we did a pose within the first 5 minutes of the show. So don't forget about your posability there. I think that's really neat. I think it's going to be used for a lot of people. Like yourself, for photography and getting those neat shots, but it's also just a really neat idea that the package is part of the show, is part of the story.
Sure,
that's a neat idea to do something like that.
Yeah,
that's a little.
Those things all look really, really good together. Hot Toys is doing a great job of translating the animated show into a live action universe for us. I don't know how many years that I was hoping that this would happen, but yeah, I'm so happy to see it becoming a reality. And there's more to come. We've got Captain Vaughn, so we're going to be able to expand upon that season 7 universe there. We also, who else is coming? Clone Jesse, yeah, ARC Trooper Jesse is coming, which is a character that I was legitimately lobbying for back when Sideshow was still doing clones. I remember like presenting like to people like, hey, look at all these clones we could be doing. And we're finally going to get to see that. And I'm really stoked. This is yeah, I probably should drink a little bit less coffee because I'm getting really, really excited. He said as he drinks more coffee.
I think you could have had a vat of chamomile tea right now and you'd still be bouncy. This is your thing. This is the Clone Wars have always been big. It's definitely, I got into the Clone Wars because of Terry. It's a storyline that I dove into after it had been around, and so it's very cool to see all of this happening, and to see just how many people are crazy excited about it.
Cool.
And to be part of
that's it. That's it for our show for today, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Again, keep in mind that we actually do this show every Tuesday at 10 p.m. at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will unseal and reveal a new figure every week, sometimes more than once a week if the situation allows for it. So it's a lot of fun. Hour long if you have the time and can join us. To all those who were able to join us for the first time today, welcome. Hope to see you back here again on Tuesday when we will be unsealing and revealing the Hordak 6-scale figure from Mondo. Very, very excited for that. Again, thank you to congratulations to Brandon Itzan for winning a copy of the Figure Fantasy book by Daniel Picard and guessing that figure. And I want to bring Paul on once more. I think Paul has something that he would like to add.
Hey, let's go. I'm here. Super quick, if you guys are wrestling fans, join Sideshow on Saturday, I believe at 10 a.m. We are celebrating WrestleMania with some trivia. So that is anywhere you're watching now, basically 10 a.m. And bring, put your elbow pads and your knee pads on and your boas. And I'm trying to think of all the other references I know. Get your beers ready to shotgun them. Your Undertaker cloaks,
God,
not a cloak.
it's been too long.
I'm getting raps from my boss. Yeah, see you guys Saturday at 10 a.m. for a WrestleMania live stream and trivia. Okay.
Snap it to a Slim Jim that week.
I have it on good authority, guys, that there actually may be a giveaway for next week's show. So make sure to tune into that. You might get some free stuff. That's always exciting. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you, Guy, for really nailing that Darth Maul pose. I really appreciate you, Paul. Thanks for minding the store, making sure that everything went smoothly there, and lobbing some really cool questions for me to be asking, Guy. Really appreciate you there. Producer Sam, producer Michael, producer Alan, super producer Sam, my brother Barry, everybody out there at Sideshow HQ. Thanks for being awesome, and to all of you at home again watching, thanks for taking the time to be with us today. We appreciate you, and until we see you again, don't forget to let your geek side show.
Bye, everyone.